I had many problems in my studies, and that led me to always be failing in school. I'd always be in bottom set, to the point where the teachers, they gave up on me. They never thought I could pass my GCSEs. They never thought I could pass anything whatsoever. They predicted me to fail.
I went through a lot of financial difficulties before attending the help centre. In my financial life, I was in a lot of debt, I was on benefits, I was struggling to make ends meet, and I had a dream that I wanted to open my own business.
So there was an event announced in the church where we'd be receiving anointing oil. So I saw that as my opportunity to use that anointing oil to activate my faith so that I could see results.
So what I did, I used it to anoint my documents, my bank statement, my business plan, everything that was associated with my financial life.
So in the church, I learned that faith without works is dead. So for God to do his part, I had to do my part. I'm the type of person, if I don't like something, I won't do it. So to show to God that I was serious about pleasing him through my studies, I decided to study more.
All of a sudden, doors were opening. I saw a shop that I was interested in. I anointed it, I prayed over it, and through using my faith, I started to see more and more results.
And then when it came to the time of the exam, I used the anointing oil. I anointed my paper and I prayed. And I basically say to God, God, I've done my part, so do your part. On the day of the results, I came into the school and I went directly to the staff room to find out my results. And my maths teacher, she was smiling at me, screaming, saying, well done, well done. And I saw my results and I saw that I passed. And I was the only person from the foundation class I was in that passed.
So now the business or the shop that I was anointing, the premises, it is now mine. So I have my own shop, I have my own boutique where I sell my own dresses and jewellery. I'm a stylist, I do fashion shows, and I'm seeing more and more results. I anoint the shop door every morning before I open, just for God just to bless my trading day. And my financial life is completely different. It's a lot healthier, and I'm looking forward to receiving my new bottle of oil.
Me using my faith and passing my exams, that enabled me to get into the courses that I wanted to do in college. And now I'm studying the courses that I want to do, all the A-levels that I wanted to do, because if I didn't pass my GCSEs, I wouldn't be able to do those courses. So I'm just so happy that I used my faith with the anointing oil, and I'm looking forward to receiving my bottle this Sunday.
Hi, welcome to Finding Answers. I would like you just to put a shot here of our guest tonight. This man that you are seeing now, he was very angry, bitter. He was on the brink of divorce. He had no job. He was illegal in this country. And worse still, he held a gun to his wife's head. You're going to find out more about this later on in the program, and why or where his life headed. Now, tonight's program, we're talking about visualizing your dreams. Do you have dreams in life? Do you know where you are heading to? You know, if you don't have a dream in life, you will never know, or you will never reach the place where you want to be. You know, we all have dreams. From when we were young, I remember having a dream like every other boy. And it was that usual one. You know, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a policeman. I want to be a fireman. There's always a guy in uniform, right? And girls probably normally said, I wanted to be I don't know, what do they normally say? I want to be a fairy. No, not a fairy. I want to be a ballerina, right? Things have changed nowadays. Dreams, people always have dreams. They have a goal of where they want to be in life. But what happens when you stop dreaming? What happens when you stop visualizing where you want to be? And in tonight's program, you're going to find out why our guest, he stopped dreaming. I'm sure you can guess, because of everything that I mentioned and more. But maybe your life is like this. Maybe you have stopped dreaming. Maybe things have gotten so bad that you are contemplating giving up on life itself. You've stopped dreaming. And you know, in life, there are always opportunities. Well, no matter what you're going through, there's always an opportunity that will come your way for you to take it, grab it, and change your situation. So if you like to share your comments, maybe like to send us an email regarding maybe you've given up on your dreams. Maybe you have a success story that you would like to share with us. Maybe you stopped dreaming, but now you turned your life around because you focused on life. You focused on that problem from a different angle. And today you can share. Maybe you are sharing your success story with everyone. And maybe you can like to share it with us tonight. Well, the number to call is 0207 686 6300. You can also email us at help@findinganswers.tv. I have with me tonight Esther. How are you?
Hello everybody at home. I'm very well, thank you.
Do you have, or did you have a dream as a young girl, Esther?
Yeah, I think everybody does.
What was your dream?
To do this.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted to be a presenter.
From when you were young?
Yeah, I wanted to interview people, and if not do that, then acting. But I've always seen myself being, someone who tells a story or tells somebody else's story. So,
what made you want to do that?
I don't know. I used to have one of those toy tape recorders, and I'd listen to my brothers and sisters and interview them, and it's just always been what I wanted to do. So I guess my dreams have come true in some way.
How long did it take for your dream to come true?
Yeah, it took a while.
But you never gave up on your dream, did you?
No, I was encouraged to give up at certain parts of the journey, but no, I kept going, and yeah,
exactly.
It took a while.
And that's what it is. It's a journey, right? And Esther said, there were times when people said, give up. You came to a point, a crossroads in life, and you thought, oh, do I, don't I? And someone came along and said, you know what, try this instead. Maybe it's not for you. But she kept on going. And Ignatius, our guest, he kept on going. You're going to hear his story in a few moments' time. All right? We are going to go now for a quick break because Ignatius has a lot to say. And we're trying to cram it in as much as we can in the short time that we have. So let's go for a quick break. And when we do, we're going to come back and you're going to hear this man's amazing story. We'll see you after this.
Hi, the Chrissy B Show airs live on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, coming to your homes with entertainment, life issues as well as hard-hitting topics, coupled with friendly and practical advice. I love to look at the happier side of life and believe a person can achieve amazing things when they put their mind to it. The Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life.
Hi, and welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, tonight's topic is visualizing your dream. And the guest tonight is Ignatius Hango. Good evening, Ignatius. How are you?
Good evening.
Welcome to Finding Answers. Now, you're sharing your story once again with us,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have known you for how long?
Many years.
Yeah?
More than 10 years, yeah.
Now, as I was mentioning how he was before, if you know Ignatius today, you would never have dreamt, you never thought or visualized everything that happened to him before. But now he's going to share with us his story. So Ignatius,
Pastor.
you come from Namibia,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How were things, because that's where everything started before you moved over here.
Yeah.
How was things back home in Namibia for you?
Oof. Things in Namibia at the beginning, they were promising.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I have a good life, I have a higher rank in the army. But as years goes by, things start changing, obstacle here and there.
You were in the army.
Yes.
What was your position?
I started as a captain, and I went to a rank of a general.
Right. Now, back home in the country, a general in the army here is different from a general in the army there.
Yes.
You were basically on the front line,
Mm-hmm.
if I could say that.
Yes.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so please go ahead.
And things were kind of promising. It's a general, you have people around you, you have your salary, you have property, you have vehicle, you have your family, your friends. But situations start changing, and I start losing the desire to be in the army. I had a long held dream to be educated, to be an academic one day.
Mm-hmm.
And that what started the whole situation. There was no opportunity, and I get tired of being just there without developing. Did you have to be in the army? Did, like everyone over 18 years old male had to be in the army? Not
You decided to go to the army, right?
Yeah.
But that wasn't your dream, your goal.
No.
But you ended up moving up in rank,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But deep inside you,
There is something.
so
I was not satisfied.
you weren't happy. So you were there, you reached general,
Yeah.
you would carry guns
Mm-hmm.
around with you.
A lot.
How was it? Was it like we see on the films where you'll be in a Mercedes, a car behind you wherever you go?
No.
Nothing like that.
No. My situation was more on front line, whereby blood, death, daily.
You would shoot at people, they would shoot back at you.
Tell people, instruct people to shoot, give commandment, give direction, find a way of how your soldier will survive and yourself. To the point of finding myself in one of the battles that was, I think that is the last battle in Africa, called the Battle of Kwitokwanavao.
Mm-hmm.
There was many army from different parts of the world that started defending two ideals. Many they were on the part of the white South African administration, and many they were on the part of freedom fighter fighting for the independence of their country.
So that was a big war.
It was a
there.
big war.
We don't want to get into the politics of it,
No,
but
no.
let's talk about you.
Yeah.
So you were on the front line,
Mm-hmm.
fighting, shooting, killing, right?
Escaping to be killed.
Were you ever shot? Did you have a gun pointed to your head? Or
I was shot, and I still have shrapnel in my body until today.
Okay. So things went wrong. You weren't satisfied in life.
No.
How did that affect other areas of your life?
It started getting a toll into my love life, my wife, my brothers, my siblings, my friends. I start losing the patient, the happy chap that I was, to the point of turning to a bitter person. And that even drove me to leave the army.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself,
why were you bitter?
I think it's not going according to the direction of where I want to be in life, of which is to be an academic.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed at the front line for a long time, and I said to myself, now the war is over. It's my time to have an opportunity to study, to further my education. Because I never wanted to get old just an ordinary person without no qualification. Because most of my siblings had qualification, and I wasted time in the war.
Exactly. So you felt bitter, angry. How did that affect your marriage?
My wife couldn't understand why I was bitter. People around me could not understand why I have a job, I have a rank, I have a vehicle, I have property, but yet I'm not satisfied. They couldn't understand why this guy is like this.
Did your wife know that you would shoot people and kill people and things like that?
Yeah, she knew that I was a soldier. But part of my
She knew
life,
that any day, she could get a knock at the door and say that your husband is dead.
that she didn't know, but she knew that when I became angry, I started carrying 2 guns, one between my legs, loaded in my vehicle, and one on my wrist. And I remember one day she found one of the gun, one of the pistol. And even that day, I snapped. And she started realizing something is not right.
That's when she noticed something wrong.
Yeah.
What did you do when you snapped?
I just told her that I don't want to hear anything from anybody. I went to my room.
But you didn't say it like that, did you?
No. It was really, the harsh word.
Right.
Get out of my face. Shut up. And just leave me alone. Then I went to my room, locked the room, and I always do that. Lock my room and stay there on my own with the books. Then I come back, calm down, because I didn't want my kids to see. And it was around that time when I decided I'm leaving the army. I had enough.
How long were you in the army for?
I was in the army for 10 years.
10 years. Okay. So, and you had how many kids by this time?
By that time, I have 3.
3 kids at the time.
Yeah.
So, that was the first time she noticed something wrong.
Yeah.
Did she question you? Did she ask what's going on?
When I calmed down, she asked. Then I said, "Never mind. I'll let you know when the time is right."
So she brushed it off. He's going to talk to me.
Yeah.
But you never did.
No, never did. And when we go, we hold hands. When we go out, we smile, put up a mask, and people really admire our marriage. Oh, I wish I have. Even my young brother said, I wish I have a marriage like that. Oh, they are always happy. They come.
They have a comfortable life. Everything is fine, dandy.
But they don't know what is going inside.
You're telling me before that your marriage got worse.
Yeah.
Things got worse.
Very bad.
Please explain to us.
Even worse when the word itself. When I left the army, I went to become a chief immigration officer in the Ministry of Interior. And yet, I couldn't find happiness there.
So you moved from a high-ranking position in the army, to now an immigration officer.
Yeah.
So wasn't that a step down?
It was a step down, but it had a little bit of incentives. The money was a little bit down, but I had freedom.
Right.
I have access to many resources of the ministry.
The problem is you still didn't fulfill the goal, the vision that you had for your life.
And everywhere I go, I stay there for 2 days, 3 days. The 3rd day, nothing is satisfying. Then the idea came that, you know what, I have to get out of this country. I have to get away from these people. These people are completely wrong people to me. This country is the wrong country
So
for me. I have to leave.
Now you're blaming your own country.
And people around me.
Your own people.
The job.
Right.
The government and everything.
So what did you do?
I told my wife, you have to resign, because I already put my resignation.
You didn't talk it over with her. You said, look, I've resigned already. You're going to do it. We're going to move abroad.
We are going. Then she started giving these excuses. Oh, the house, the property, the kids. I told her, if you want to be with me, do as I said. Otherwise, forget about me. I'm going.
And what did she say? Did she kick up a fuss?
Yeah, she was trying to resist, but in the end, she realized that I was serious.
Right.
Then she just had to resign.
So how were things in your marriage then? Did it get worse at that point, or was it?
It was a bit mild. It was not good. Mm-hmm. We were fighting already. I remember we used to fight from 6 to 6. The time when we're supposed to wake up to go to the office is the time when we are all exhausted trying to doze off, but it's time to wake up to go to work, because we've been arguing the whole night.
Right.
We had serious fight. At one point, I have to push her out of the car in the middle of the road, in the middle of nowhere.
You kicked her out on the road?
Pregnant.
Right.
And
you were a nasty piece of work, Ignatius, weren't you?
Past. And I have to drive something like 2 miles before coming back to pick her up. And around that time, I remember one day taking my vehicle, putting the so-called friends and men, women on the back of the car, gone on drinking spree on my bar. I had a bar. And came back around 3, and I came in the sitting room. I checked the food was cold. Then I have to go into, no, I called my my nanny, who was my sister. She was taking care of my kids. Why I have cold food? Where's your sister-in-law? Oh, she's sleeping. Go and call her.
So you referred to your wife as your sister. You referred to your wife as her sister-in-law.
No, yeah, because my daughter was the one taking care of my kids. Yeah. So she went to wake my wife up, and my wife said, "No, I'm not waking up. You sort it out." Before she know, I stormed the room, our room, bedroom. I hit her, and I put the gun on her scar, offloaded, off safety. Yeah.
So, you'd left the army by then?
Yeah.
You had the gun still?
My life has been gun life all along.
So, a small incident such as the plate of food being cold.
Yeah.
You called your wife here.
It's enough.
Into the room.
Yeah.
You put the gun to her head.
Before I put the gun, I hit her, split her lips, her face, and she started bleeding. And I still have to put the gun on her.
That sounds like something from a film.
Yeah, it looked like a movie, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You hit her, you put the gun to her head. Would you seriously have shot your own wife? Or was it just
in those situations, in the way I was, everything is possible. Because nothing was matter to me anymore. Nothing big in life.
You didn't think of the consequences, how it would have an effect on your children? Nothing. So what did she do when you basically said to her, warm up the food?
Yeah.
And she did.
And since that day, she started realizing that she actually in danger. But still, she could not convince herself that she was in serious danger. She couldn't call the police. She's supposed to call the police, but she didn't. Then we keep pretending when we go to people, when we go to event, we pretend that everything is fine. And the vicious circle going on and on to the point of us leaving Namibia. So,
yeah, you mentioned that, right? You upped and left. You said, look, I've quit my job, quit yours, we're leaving.
Yeah.
How soon afterwards were you on the plane to the UK?
A week after.
Really?
People literally came to pick up things such as the new vehicle that we just bought, kids' bike. I think I sold them for about 10, just to clear everything and go, and took the key of the government, two-story house, take to the government and tell them that I'm gone.
Okay, we're going to go for a break now. You're going to hear how his life was in the UK and also how his life changed. All right, so join us after this break.
1/3 of women in the world are victims of violence or sexual abuse. The World Health Organization considers the problem a global endemic. After all, these women are everywhere. She sits next to you on the bus. She walks past you in the aisle at the supermarket. She could be your manager, a friend, your sister. She could be the person you least expect. For this reason, let us break the silence. The Rahab Project invites you who have been a victim of physical, verbal, or sexual abuse, or any other form of domestic abuse, to participate in a meeting aimed at your physical, psychological, emotional, and spiritual freedom, promoting peace to all women who are or have been victims of abuse. For more information, call 020 7686 6000 or visit our website uckg.org/Rahab.
People normally think that there's no greater influence as powerful as Hollywood, but I beg to differ because Godlywood is really making its mark in the world. Now, for those of you that don't know, Godlywood is an initiative aiming to lead women of all ages to become exemplary women of God. We teach women how to make a positive impact in their own lives and their families through monthly tasks and meetings. And one of the great things about Godlywood as well is that we also learn to be giving, so we go out and help our communities. And one of the ways we do that in the UK through regular visits to elderly homes to pamper them and to keep them company. We also have regular events to help abused women, and we have many more plans to help our community. I ended up overcoming lots of insecurities and bad habits, and I've grown so much, and one of the things that I finally beat was the shyness that I had, and I'm doing things that I never ever imagined that I would be doing. And we have many more plans to help our community. So to summarise everything, Godlywood really changes lives, and I'm so privileged to be a part of it.
How do you heal the wounds of a broken soul? Let us help you.
Welcome back to Finding Answers. Now, just want to say before we go back to Ignatius' story, maybe you'd like to ask Ignatius a question. Maybe you have something that you'd like to ask him. Then our lines are open already. You can give us a call on 0207 686 6300. If you'd like to ask Ignatius a question live now on the program, then give the number a call. Before we go back to Ignatius, I'd like to show you a video on what is visualization. Have a look at this.
Visualization, moving forward with positivity and faith. So what exactly is visualization? Well, it's the use of imagery and making pictures in your mind create the outcome you desire in life. You can close your eyes while you create these desired scenarios, images, and movies in your mind. So why do we visualize? At some point or another, we all envisage a better, brighter future for ourselves. An ideal world, perhaps. A place where everything is exactly how we would have it if we didn't have obstacles. You can use visualization to create strong, positive mental images, which in turn reinforce a good attitude and help you achieve your goals. So who exactly visualizes? Well, anyone and everyone can visualize. Visualization can be used in psychological therapies to help people change behavior. For example, alcoholics are told to visualize how they will deal with situations in which they're tempted to drink. And it's also common for visualization to be used in sports. Athletes are encouraged to experience their sporting behavior in advance to enhance their performance. Now, this may all seem nonsensical, but there does seem to be a strong link between visualization and positive results. Visualization is a great tool, but don't forget to put the work in. It's not enough just to imagine what you want in life. It's also just as important to take the steps necessary to create your desired outcome. So over to you now. What are the areas of your life that you would like to see differently? Maybe you have financial worries and could benefit from visualizing a different figure on the balance of your bank statement. Whatever it is, get in touch with us today. Tell us something you visualized and had positive results for you. Or maybe you're not sure yet what exactly to visualize for yourself or others, but you know that something in your life has to change.
So, have you visualized what you want? The reason why Ignatius is here is because he has a story to tell, and he didn't visualize where his life wanted to be, right? He did, but he didn't do anything to achieve it. So, Ignatius, welcome back. You found yourself in the UK.
Yes, Pastor.
Now,
yeah.
With your family. 3 kids, or was it 4?
2.
Oh, it was 2 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you came over here expecting life to be a lot better. What happened?
Like anybody else who come to UK, you think that once you are in UK, you'll find money all over on the street, and the situation will be much, much better. But to the opposite, our situation got worse.
So the idea wasn't to come here and sponge off the government and, you know, live on benefits. You wanted a better life.
Yes.
So
I wanted to come here, study. I wanted to come here, work. I wanted a completely better and best life.
Yeah.
But when I arrived here, like you said, I did not research and visualize strategically. I just came vague, like UK is a promised land to me by then. When we arrived, things were completely different. The city is different, the people, everything is different. Everything is fast. We have to study the city in order to know where to find a job. We have to find someone to stay with the kids. Everything was...
Did you have anyone over here that you could stay with?
No.
So your first night in the UK, where did you sleep?
It was Tufnell Park. Well, there was a little hotel, I still remember, owned by an old man with a lady working for him. And I was paying something like 150 per night.
How long did you stay there for?
We stayed there for a week or 2.
During that time you were looking for work?
I was looking for everything. And someone came to tell us that no, there are better places you can stay for less. And we, in this mixture of finding ourselves in the country, it brought a lot of tension between us. My wife is not used to running around on foot with kids, and
you had a maid, you had everything back home, right?
Yeah.
People were working for you.
Yes.
And now you had to do everything yourself.
Yes. And worse.
The weather was cold.
Everything was wrong, Pastor. Everything you can imagine. Then we start fighting again. The same old thing we used to do home. We started here, right here. I remember going on the bus, and on the bus, full of people, I started hitting my wife.
In front of everyone?
In front of everyone, and in front of everyone, and she started bleeding, and no one said a word.
Right.
And it happened, I think, around 3 or 4 times in UK. And the situation got really worse because we were living in a small box, a TV there, kids there, a fridge there, and our bed here. No job, and the money that we had, we came from, is getting finished. It was a desperate situation.
You hadn't found work yet?
Not yet. And by that time, I used to walk on foot. Someone who came from the office, the secretary and everything, I start to walk on foot. I remember my right foot shoes getting worn, the sole finished, and I can feel the ground.
So just walking,
looking for work.
What kind of work were you looking for?
Because I didn't know, I was looking for the kind of work that I used to do back home.
Which was?
Which was office work, administrative, HR, or IT, or any of these managerial positions.
What was the first job you got?
Cleaning.
Right.
Cars.
Okay.
And before I get that, the situation have to be really bad to the point of my wife, because we are fighting all the time, and she realized that it's coming to a point where I can either kill her or she could kill me. It was not looking good at all. Then she just decided she's going to take the kids, sneak them out of the house, out of the country, and go back to Namibia. Because when we came, we were given 6-month visa.
Okay.
So the visa was still okay. So she told...
She couldn't take it anymore?
No.
So she took the kids...
While I was away, yeah.
Looking for work, and left the UK,
yeah,
and went back to Namibia. And when did you find out?
When I came home, it was around 7, my daughter called, because my daughter was still is daddy's girl. She called, then I said, where are you, time? Then she said, in Heathrow. Then I said, what? Heathrow, doing what? We are going home. Then I quickly went, I think I found those telephone book. I called the police at Heathrow and report that there's a woman running away with my kids, illegal.
Did they actually catch her?
They catch her.
If you were so smart to do that, to get your wife stopped at the airport, you didn't think to use that, you know, that brain power to look for work or to do something?
Because I was negative. Once the person is negative, all I think is negative. All I was good at is negative.
So your wife was planning to escape, and she was, when the police stopped her,
arrested.
Out of hundreds, thousands of people at the airport.
Taken off from the plane.
Right.
The plane was actually ready to depart. They have to stop the plane and take her off, waiting for me to make a case.
So was she locked up?
Yeah, she was put like in a jail at the hotel at the Heathrow. There's a place where it's a jail waiting for someone to make up their case.
And where were the kids taken to?
She had the kids with her.
There as well?
Yeah. But funny things happened because on that week, during that, we actually visited the church.
Okay, we're going to come to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Before we do, what was the worst moment in your life? The worst point?
When I was working here in rain, in snow, looking for work, and sometimes no money to eat. The money that I have, £1 or 2, I have to give to my kids. I have to go literally asking for people to give me £1. By that time, £1 can give you a little bit of meal there.
Yeah.
I remember one day.
What year was this?
1998, 99.
Okay. So you mentioned that you found help, and it's funny how you found the church, right?
Yes, very funny.
How did you hear about the church? It actually wasn't you, it was your wife.
It's my wife. That day we fought. And
so basically, she came back home.
Yeah.
Things were getting worse, etc. What happened?
She found on her way to her work. She found in an alleyway. She found just a piece of City News. And
a City News.
Yeah.
What is a City News?
It's a church magazine, kind of weekly magazine.
Right.
Speaking about story of people who came and received help. And on that piece of paper, it's saying actually exactly what we were going through.
It was just a piece of
Just
paper.
a piece of paper, and he said plainly.
Which was what? What did it say on there?
I was sick, I'm healed, my marriage was completely destroyed, we used to fight, now my marriage was restored, exactly like that.
That piece of paper
That piece of paper
fell in your wife's way. She picked it up,
Yeah.
with all the rubbish in an alleyway. She picked it up,
Yeah,
and there
put
was
it in her
a
bag.
number complete there.
Yeah, the number was there.
Strange, right? Sometimes you read a newspaper, you pick it up on the tube, and then you see something that you're interested in, but someone tears it out and the number's missing.
And the number is not there.
This one, everything was complete. What did she do?
She put it on her bag. Ladies, they have different bags, and she kept it, I think, for a week. And we were fighting. We're still fighting. One day she remembered, I had this paper. Now she had to face her fear, to face me, to tell me to go to that place. And she did face her fear. She told me, let's go. I heard there's a place here where we can get help. And I come up with all my usual thing again, blah, blah. I never wanted to go anywhere, but eventually I came.
You went with her to the church.
Yeah.
And what happened?
When we arrived in the church, just by arriving, the atmosphere was completely different. The air we were breathing is different. When we look at people's face, everything was different. It's not in my world of twisting and pride and mask.
Because you were angry,
yeah.
you were proud, you saw people completely different.
Different. But these people, they were real, natural, peaceful. Then I say, in my twisted word, this is a setup. It can't be like this.
Coming from a background where you came from, deals, right, setups, you thought this was fake as well.
This is a fake. No. Then we went there. I don't even know if we spoke 10% of truth. I think we spoke 1% of the truth. The whole thing, we banged it up and hid it. My wife is scared of me. If she spoke on our way,
she knows that on the way home or at home, she's going to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
While me, I'm twisted. I always like that. Who is this young man to help me?
Let me ask you, because we don't have much time. What made you come back to the church? And how did your life start to change? What did you learn there?
Even though I was twisted and all that, there was something that touched me. The words were real. If you need help, be real.
Be real.
Yes.
Be honest.
Be
open.
sincere.
Right.
If you need help. That word there, be sincere. If you want to see that God is here, be sincere. Then that word keep on ringing in my mind. And we keep on coming back.
And you weren't sincere to yourself, Ignatius, because you had this secret hidden inside of you. You were blaming everyone else apart from
myself.
Yourself.
Everything, even this glass, I should even say here, look at this glass. It's not supposed to be like this glass. I was like that. But I learned the problem is not Namibia. The problem is not my job. The problem is not my brother, my sister, my wife, my whoever. The problem was inside. And that is what I realized when I came to church.
So be sincere. And from hearing that word to where you are today, what was the process? What did you start doing?
The first when we started, I remember the meeting until today, it was a man of God telling us that I need to talk to you. But in this meeting, we are going to speak the truth. We are going to spill the beans. We are going to wash our laundry.
He said to you, open up, talk.
Yes, and I did. And since that day, I start applying everything that is being said there. Every single word, I put it into practice to change my life. I started with myself. Before I used to start with my wife. It's my wife who need to be taught a lesson to respect me. That change, I
can relate to where you're coming from because the same thing happened to me.
I concentrate on myself. I said, you know, God, forget about my wife. It's me and you.
Yeah. So you focused on yourself. Now things start to become focused into line, into shape.
Yes.
Now, for me to be where I want to be, I have to work on me.
On me.
And you started doing that.
Then I started going that journey.
When did you start seeing a change? How long afterwards?
The change is actually my wife who saw it when she came. And I was this is the fun part. I was bitter before. When my wife started seeing a change, everything is darling, I'm sorry, everything. Now my wife became even bitter.
Because you were changing?
We swapped seats. Then we went, we applied, there was a lot of campaign of faith where we were challenged to put our faith into action. We were taught to do things, to apologize, to forgive, in real life.
Did you start doing that?
Yes.
But your wife couldn't?
No.
Right? But she eventually changed?
Eventually, yes.
To cut the long story short, I wish we could have more time to talk and to let the viewers hear your full story. Mm-hmm. But today, how are you today? Give us a rundown, because we have some pictures as well.
Today...
how's your life today?
The only thing that I can't resist saying is I wish I could know this place that changed my life right from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Today my life is full of peace. I never sleep. My wife never sleep. Today we sleep like baby. Mm-hmm. We are at peace. We are real. No more mask. No more hiding things. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And
your marriage is? My
marriage is completely and fully restored.
When I see your wife together, I would never imagine you would have hit her.
No one
never
can
imagine it.
No one can imagine.
I can't imagine, because I'm with you on a daily basis. I can't imagine you being like that, because you speak softly, right? I can't imagine you being a general with 2 guns, hitting your wife, being angry. You know, people that know you couldn't imagine this.
No one can believe. Sometimes I tell people, they say, no, Ignatius, you are joking. Not you.
Yeah.
But
today, you have your indefinite because you're not illegal anymore. Is that right?
I have papers to stay indefinitely. I'm a British. I have passports to live in the...
For you and your family?
Yes.
And financially, how is everything?
Today, we choose what we want. We are stable.
Can you show some pictures on the screen of Ignatius, how he is today? Now, what's this? This is your Porsche?
Yeah, that's a Cayenne.
Now, you've earned that, right?
Yeah.
You've worked for it.
Yes.
From someone who was walking the streets
to that.
To owning your own Porsche. And what's this one?
That's the Benz
Mercedes
AMG 5.5.
Right. What else do we have? What other pictures do we have here?
That's my farm. That's a big commercial farm.
Is this in Namibia?
In Namibia.
Okay.
Many acres.
We've got some other pictures. This is the farm still, yes?
Yes. Yes.
And this is your wife?
That's me, my wife, and my last born, Isaac, who was born here.
And that's like a summary of everything.
Yeah. My kids are here, even the one that I left home because I couldn't come with everyone. My elder son, Andrew's here, Matthew is doing the work of God. Mm-hmm. My daughter just finished her education. My other son is still studying. My whole family is here. I think there's a picture of my family somewhere. Yeah.
I don't know if we have it anymore, but they get the idea, right? Yeah. Now, everything started off by you not visualizing where you want.
No.
Or you had it, but you didn't take the steps, if I can say, in the right direction.
In the right direction. That was lacking. Yeah. There was no direction. I was walking in darkness.
Yeah. Today, we've seen a snippet of your life, and there's a lot more
to come. Yes.
There's a lot more to come.
Yes.
But you see, thank you very much, Ignatius, for sharing that story.
Thank you, Pastor, for having me.
You see that it's important for you to have this vision, this goal, and work towards it. Work towards what you want to achieve. Ignatius didn't have that, but yet he found a way out. It was a word, one word. That word was sincere. Be sincere. It worked for him. That stuck with him, and his life started to take a new turn. So, I would like to now share, or let Esther, she's been quiet here, but she has the email of the day. So Esther, please, hi. We have an email?
We do. I'm going to be quick because we haven't got much time.
Yeah.
This email is from Zach. Zach says, I'm nearing my late 20s and have let depression destroy me for many years. I've become repulsive after I finished uni and I've accomplished very little. I've recently been getting therapy and I got a part-time job trying to pull myself out of it, but it makes me feel worse since it's a bad minimum wage. So Zach's email goes on to say how it got worse and worse. Illustration was all that I lived for before I got depressed, but I've regressed significantly over the years and I've lost my skill and my passion for it. I can't see a future for myself anymore and I don't see any point in carrying on. Nothing makes me happy anymore and I just want to end things.
Mm-hmm. What would you have to say then?
My advice to Zach is you've got to keep going. The only way over something is through it, usually. You're not alone, absolutely not alone. We've heard Ignatius' story today. Everyone's, got a story to tell. Don't give up. I think that's the main message there. And visualize something bigger and brighter for yourself.
I remember when I was at university and, when you don't know what you want, when you're uncertain about things, it kind of throws you off track. Make a decision about what you want to do and then go ahead. Do everything you can to achieve that goal, because if you let other people's opinions cause you to waver one side to the other or not focus on what you want, of course you're going to be undecided. So it's always good, Esther, to imagine, picture yourself like you did. I want to be on TV. Yeah. I want to interview. Right. Today you are here.
Yeah,
right?
However big and however small.
However long it took.
Yeah, however long it took. Just keep
is that Zach?
And this is Zach, yes.
Zach. So Zach, I would encourage you, if you are watching now, we're going to pray for you and everyone else who maybe you don't know what to do in life. Maybe you've lost track. Maybe like Ignatius, you're in a position, you're in a relationship, and it's something that you don't want to be in. You don't want to do, but you're finding it hard to maybe get out of it or make the right steps. So we're going to pray for you right now. Get your glass of water ready. We're going to go for the prayer.
Prepare now for the moment of prayer. If you would like us to make a prayer and include you in the Finding Answers prayer book, send your name and prayer request to prayer@findinganswers.tv.
Father, in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, I pray, Father, for every viewer who is looking at this program now, who's watching us, and this person doesn't have everything laid out in front of them, but they have a goal. They visualize what they want, but maybe they found it hard to achieve what they want. Things that have come in front of them, people who have been negative, situations that have come their way but have been missed. And this person has found themselves now angry, frustrated, disappointed, maybe taking it out on family and friends. My God, if you helped Ignatius with one word, we learnt how everything played its part. He got to a point where he couldn't take it anymore. His wife couldn't take it anymore. But that small bit of paper on the floor was you. You put it in her way because you cared. You offered an opportunity for this couple's life to change, and they took it. I don't know if this program, if Ignatius' testimony is an opportunity for this person to also take and for their lives to change. But I pray for this person who wants change. They don't know all the answers yet, but I pray, my God, that this glass of water be an instrument that they will use. They will drink it, and their thoughts, their vision for their life will become clearer. This person will know from now, from this moment, what they need to do. And if not now, maybe tomorrow, in the next few days, I pray that you will show them, my God, that they will see their dream, their vision become a reality. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, I bless this water. You may drink it now. So, no, stay here, he's gone. Here is proof of a man whose life has changed, right? He had a vision and his vision was materialized. So, if you would like more information, then you can give the number a call. There'll be a team of pastors to advise you, to help you. And if you want a prayer, then they will pray for you as well. It started off with a prayer with him and his wife. Today, you saw the results. Okay? It's a wonderful pleasure being with us tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow for Finding Answers Live. Bye-bye.